30-year-old Shihab Essaghir arriving in court in Montreal, the alleged leader of what the police are calling Canada's first al-Qaeda-sponsored terrorism plot. In Toronto, the second accused man, 35-year-old Raad Jasser. Together they're charged with plotting to derail a passenger train as it crossed a bridge. Their arrest followed a 6-month investigation. This house in suburban Toronto is where Raad Jasser and his wife were living until his arrest yesterday. Local people say they never spoke to them. But one neighbour said that for several months last year, there seemed to be 5 or 6 people living here. Nearby, the mosque where Raad and his wife prayed. All quiet, no one here wants to talk. The investigation was triggered by a tip from inside the Muslim community. Mohammed Heft tries to steer disaffected young Muslims away from danger, but says it's not easy.
You're not going to save everyone, and you're not going to get the details on everyone. Some people are beyond the help that maybe we can provide. I would love to say that we bat 1,000, but it's not possible. So these things are going to happen. They're going to continue to happen. That's a realist attitude.
And who was behind the latest plot? The Canadian police say the 2 men received help from abroad.
The individuals were receiving support from al-Qaeda elements located in Iran. Now, I can tell you that there is no information to indicate that these attacks were state-sponsored.
Iran says it had nothing to do with the plot. On the face of it, a link with al-Qaeda might seem unlikely. It preaches a radical anti-Shia ideology at odds with Shia Iran. But members of al-Qaeda are known to have fled from Afghanistan to Iran, where they've been tolerated by the regime. Last September, Canada suspended diplomatic ties with Iran after listing it as a state sponsor of terrorism, a claim Tehran denies.
This would be something of a departure if the Iranians were aware or involved in the Canadian plot. I suspect the answer is probably no. If they were, again, it would be a major departure.
This is not Canada's first experience with terrorism at home. In 2006, the police foiled the so-called Toronto 18 plot, a plan to bomb a series of high-profile targets. And it's thought 2 Canadians were among the militants who attacked a gas plant in the Algerian desert earlier this year. It's all left Canada's Muslim communities scrambling for answers. Toronto has more Muslims than anywhere in North America. They feel at home here and fear that stories like this could change that. Paul Adams, BBC News, Toronto.